Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. An irate Brady catches Tate and Holly sneaking around, and Everett refuses Jada's request in the morning. Tate, now played by Leo Howard, drinks coffee with Brady in the townhouse living room. Brady asks how his time with his musketeers went last night. Tate walls as he says reconnecting was really great. After Holly's physical remedy, Nicole tells her son how proud she's of her hard work. Holly prodigies if she's proud enough to give her back her phone. Nicole passes and Holly stalks upstairs. In the living room, EJ commiserates with Wei Shin on the phone about the pain of losing a child. They also bandy Stefan being in jail for working with Clyde and the medicine ring. He vows to deal with it. Further, how to watch Law & Order Toronto. Felonious intent at The Spectator. Leo reads Chad his new lady whistleblower horoscope runner, as Everett arrives with news for Chad. His sources at the Salem P.D. told him Stefan is in jail for running medicines for Clyde. Over coffee at the pub, Sloane prepares to leave for a full day of guests. It's not her choice, but the bills are piling up. Eric knows, adding that his photography business isn't combing in the plutocrat yet. Stephanie stops by their table happy to see they brought the baby with them. We always do, Sloane deadpans. Stephanie offers to babysit, especially since she misses being around Chad's kiddies. Jada brings a cardboard box full of her important papers to Rafe's office. She knows she'll find commodity to prove she's not still wedded to Bobby Stein. As they dig into it, Jada finds her divorce decree. Rafe quips he's happy not to be sleeping with a wedded woman. Further, Eric Martsolf talks Tate switch. Tate and Brady partake a smile at the townhouse after they eat breakfast. Brady tells Tate how proud he's of the way he handled everything, minus stealing his mama's phone and breaking out of the halfway house. He suggests his son put the history behind him. Tate would love to, but having a phone again lets him see how the kiddies at Academy have been talking about him. But he has real musketeers, two of whom he wants to go see right now. Brady uneasily sighs as Tate leaves the room to change. Stephanie sits with Sloane and Eric at the cantina as she tells them about Everett/Bobby. Stephanie sighs over Jada criminating her of being the other woman and Everett not indeed flashing back being married to her. Eric hopes she can find remission. Sloane hopes so, too, because people shouldn't judge unless they've walked in someone differently's shoes. She leaves for a customer meeting and Stephanie further confides in Eric. More look who's returning to Outlander at the police station. Sloane somberly holds papers in front of Rafe and Jada. Sloane meets with her new customer, Jada, as well as Rafe at the station. She relays that she just saw Stephanie, who sounded sad about the whole thing, but she kept confidentiality. Jada shows her the divorce papers, confident she and Bobby are no longer wedded. Sloane reports that while that's a divorce decree, the decree that was filed didn't have Bobby's hand, only Jada's. Technically, they're still wedded. As Jada rolls, Sloane tells her each she needs is for Everett to subscribe the papers. Further days, Wendy and Lee reunite at the paper. Leo gasps upon getting an alert on his phone. He says he has a lead, on a story at Saxton's he must check out. Once he's gone, a snarky Everett asks Chad if he can post his story about Stefan, or does Chad want him to cover it up like the one about the raid on the bistro. Chad knows that was a mistake and tells Everett to write his damn story. Stephanie enters to advertise she's staying on as the paper's PR company. Still, she wants Chad, not Everett, as her point of contact. Everett gets a call from Jada to meet at the cantina right now. In the DiMera living room, EJ tells Nicole that the board wants Stefan to abdicate incontinently as CEO, or they'll bring the morality clause and protest him out. Nicole prodigies if Stefan is responsible for the medicines that put Holly in a coma. All EJ knows is he was dealing Clyde's medicines to try and save Bobby's life. Brady strides in, demanding a public reason from EJ to Tate. Holly passes through to the French doors to walk around the theater. Further, how to watch BBC Ghosts. Brady strides into the DiMera living room as Nicole tensely looks at EJ. Holly finds Tate outside the frontal door. He apologizes for throwing pebbles at her window, but she doesn't have a phone. To amend that, he gives her a burner phone. She calls him a lifesaver and leverages him. They dread going back to academy after spring break, but at least their parents see and keep them piecemeal there. Holly suggests they find each other in between ages, hold hands, and find a private spot at lunch to be together. She kisses him, and they suggest they sneak up to her room. Further, Julie's family is coming home to Salem. Tate and Holly grin at each other outside the DiMera manse in the DiMera living room. EJ and Brady argue over EJ's running of the case. Nicole breaks them up and tells EJ they need to set a good illustration for the kiddies. EJ agrees and apologizes to Brady for criminating Tate of a crime he didn't commit. Fed.as office will issue an applicable statement as soon as possible. They shake hands. When Nicole and EJ walk Brady to the frontal door, Holly and Tate slip through the French doors. The grown-ups all return to see them. Brady shouts he doesn't want Tate around Holly. He can't indeed believe he wants to be around her. Tate announces he forgives her, but Brady says he shouldn't. Nicole agrees they shouldn't hang out for the time being. The teens kick, but Brady declares they aren't allowed to see each other. Further, why it's time for Belle to return. Leo runs into Eric and Jude in the square. He shows off his new scarf and bags of clothes he just bought on trade. He suggests Eric do some shopping as well, but Eric remarks he and Sloane are budgeting. Latterly at home, Eric finds a note from the landlord telling Sloane rent is past due. At the paper, Stephanie ponders the Everett situation. Chad suggests she distance herself from him. He's not jealous, he just doesn't want to see her get hurt more than she formerly has. Upon meeting Jada, Rafe and Sloane at the cantina, Everett is presented with divorce papers to subscribe. He furiously scribbles his hand as Everett Lynch, but Sloane needs him to subscribe as Robert Stein. Everett states he's not that man, so that would be phony. Jada will have to find another way to get her divorce. Sloane eavesdrops, Tate and Holly reunited, Everett is still married. Days of Our Lives spoilers. Friday, April 5th revealed that Sloane Peterson, Jessica Surfety, will listen in on Eric Brady's, Greg Vaughn, discussion with Stephanie Johnson, Abigail Klein, about Everett Lynch, Blake Barris. Will she see a light at the end of her lair as well? Tate Black, James Martin Mann, and Holly Jonas, Ashley Puzimis, are together again. Everett's divorce needs to be perfected. Sloane Peterson finds herself wiretapping on Eric Brady. Sloane may be the one married to Eric, but she still seems veritably insecure when it comes to Eric and Nicole. Sloane was furious when Eric allowed Nicole to host Jude Brady's christening party. Still, Sloane has been lying about that baby for months. Now Sloane finds herself hearkening to Eric tell Stephanie how she should forgive him for all of his sins from the history. Sloane prodigies if perhaps she should heed this advice herself. After all, Eric claims to love her, so he should be suitable to forgive her anything, right? Will Sloane come clean about the baby switch and let the chips fall where they may? Would EJ ever settle a deal over this situation? Will the verity about Nicole's baby eventually come out? Days of Our Lives spoilers. Nicole Walker has claimed on therapy Nicole may be bound and determined to make Holly abide by her rules, but youthful love is a bit of a struggle to fight occasionally. Tate has formerly stopped by the manse and nearly got caught again. Holly and Tate are determined to be together, and it seems that their parents are going to have to learn to deal with it. Now that Holly isn't so made to worry about everything that has been going on, it feels she and Tate need a new strategy. Everett Lynch is stunned by his circumstances. Everett may be an ace journalist, but it sure seems like he's missing a lot going on in his own little world, or his war of worlds. Everett thinks he's footloose and fancy figure. That isn't the case when he realizes that he and Jada Hunter, Elia Cantu, are still veritably important wedded. Jada just set up this out and doesn't know what to do with this information. Will Jada end up calling Everett out for courting while they're still married? It isn't like they haven't been doing this for times. Jada has been through at least 2 connections herself. Are Jada and Everett going to have to start each over again with the divorce since they aren't in Salem? Will Everett's amnesia cause an issue with that?